all set to go. Good afternoon, sports fans. Cover that episode. It's not showing on my television. Big Al here on this May Day. It's Monday, May 1st, 2023, and I'm a little bit late, and I apologize for that, but welcome to your Sunday sports recap, plus a look at the updated Major League Baseball standings, and a look ahead to your Monday schedule in the world of sports. Now, we are not going to waste any time and jump right into Sunday's Major League Baseball finals, starting off with the Miami Marlins defeating the Chicago Cubs 4-3. Winning pitcher is Scott. Losing pitcher is Thompson. Puck gets his fifth save for the Marlins. It was the Red Sox 7 and the Guardians 1. Chris Sale wins over Allen. Nationals avoid the sweep at home against the Pirates, beating Pittsburgh 7-2. Gray beats Oviedo. It was the Mariners 10 and the Blue Jays 8 in 10 innings. Sewell gets the win for Seattle. Pop the loss for Toronto. Brash his first save of the year for the Mariners. Orioles 5, Tigers 3. Voth takes the win for Baltimore. Turnbull loses for Detroit. Kano his second save. White Sox beat the Rays 12-9. Bummer is the winner for Chicago. Beeks takes the loss for Tampa Bay. Angels shut out the Brewers 3-0. Suarez beats Rhea. Estevez's sixth save. Twins 8, Royals 4. And that was Gray, the winning pitcher for Minnesota. Singer takes the loss for Kansas City. Durant his sixth save. Rangers pound the Yankees 15-2. Perez over Cortez. Rockies beat down the Diamondbacks 12-4. Gomber wins over Nelson. It was the Padres over the Giants 6-4. That game played in Mexico City. Garcia is the winning pitcher for San Diego. Rogers takes the loss for San Francisco. Josh Hader, his 10th save of the season for the Padres. A's over the Reds 5-4. Jackson beats Law. Dodgers down the Cardinals 6-3. Syndergaard wins his first game of 2023 as he beats Thompson. Phillips' his third save of the season for LA. Astros edged out the Phillies on Sunday Night Baseball 4-3. Urquidy beats Falter. Presley his third save of the year. Now to the NBA playoffs, where the Miami Heat, the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference, continues to win as they took down the New York Knicks in Game 1 of their Eastern Conference semifinal series, 108-101. Jimmy Butler with 25 points for the Heat. Barrett scores 26 for New York. And the Golden State Warriors advance to round 2 of the playoffs as they beat Sacramento in Game 7, 120-100. How about 50 points for Steph Curry, leading the charge for Golden State? Sabonis had 22 for Sacramento as the Warriors again win the series 4-3. And only 2 games in the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Florida Panthers pull off a shocker as they took down the top overall seed in the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Boston Bruins, via a 4-3 overtime victory. Boston had 36 shots on goal, while Florida had 31. And it is now official. We will be crowning a new Stanley Cup champion in June as the Colorado Avalanche fall in Game 7 of their opening round series to the Seattle Kraken 2-1. Colorado had 34 shots on goal, while Seattle had 27. All right, we'll take a look at the Monday schedule in sports in just a bit. Now we're going to get you caught up on the Major League Baseball standings through April 30th, starting off with the American League East, led by the Tampa Bay Rays, with baseball's best record at 23-6. That's a .793 winning percentage. 7-3 record over their last 10 games, including a loss in their most recent game. In second place are the Baltimore Orioles, 19-9, 679 winning percentage, 3.5 games behind Tampa, 8-2 in their last 10, including 2 straight wins. Next are the third place Toronto Blue Jays, 18-10 record, 643 winning percentage, 4.5 games behind the Tampa Bay Rays, 7-3 in their last 10, including a loss in their most recent game. Tied for fourth place are the arch rival Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees, both at 15-14. Winning percentage for both is .517, and they trailed Tampa Bay by 8 games. Boston is 6-4 in their last 10, including 2 straight wins. The Yankees are 3-7 in their last 10 games, including 3 straight losses. The Minnesota Twins remain on top in the American League Central at 17-12, 586 winning percentage, 6-4 record in their last 10 games, including a win in their most recent game. In second place are the Cleveland Guardians, 13-15, 464 winning percentage, 3.5 games behind Minnesota, 4-6 in their last 10 games, including 2 straight losses. In third place are the Detroit Tigers, 10-17, 370 winning percentage, 6 games behind the Twins, 3-7 in their last 10, including 2 straight losses. In fourth place, the struggling Chicago White Sox, 8-21, 276 winning percentage, 9 games behind Minnesota, 1-9 in their last 10, just pitiful, but they did win their last game. Last place are the Kansas City Royals, 7-22, 241 winning percentage, 10 games behind the Twins, 3-7 in their last 10 games, including a loss in their recent game. Meanwhile, out in the American League West, the Texas Rangers remain the top dog at 17-11, 607 winning percentage, 5-5 record in their last 10 games, including 3 straight wins. In second place, you have the Houston Astros, 15-13, 536 winning percentage, 2 games behind Texas, 7-3 in their last 10, including a win in their most recent game. Third place are the Los Angeles Angels, 15-14, 517 winning percentage, 2.5 games behind the Rangers, 6-4 in their last 10 games, including a win in their most recent game. Fourth place is the Seattle Mariners, 12-16, 429 winning percentage. They are 5 games out behind Texas, 4-6 in their last 10, including a win in their last game. And the worst team record-wise in baseball, the Oakland A's, rounding out the West at 6-23, 207 winning percentage. 11.5 games behind Texas already here on May 1st. 3-7 in their last 10, including a win in their last game. In the National League, the Atlanta Braves lead the NL East at 18-9, 667 winning percentage, 5-5 in their last 10 games, including a win in their most recent game. Now, they haven't played all that much, they or the New York Mets. Their series in New York has pretty much been rained out, but they're playing right now, and I'll tell you all about that in just a sec. The aforementioned New York Mets are in second place, 15-12, 556 win percentage, 4-6 in their last 10, including a loss in their most recent game. And in a virtual tie for second with the Mets in the East are the Miami Marlins, 16-13, 552 winning percentage, 6-4 in their last 10 games, and they are hot. They've won 4 straight. Both the Mets and Marlins sit 3 games behind Atlanta for first place in the East. In fourth place are the Philadelphia Phillies, 15-14, 517 winning percentage. They are 4 off the pace behind the Braves, 7-3 in their last 10, including a loss in their most recent game. And still in last place are the Washington Nationals, 10-17, 370 winning percentage. They are 8 games behind the Braves, 5-5 in their last 10, including a win in their most recent game. The National League Central is where you'll find the NL's best team record-wise, and that's the Pittsburgh Pirates. 20-9, which is a 690 win percentage. They are 8-2 in their last 10 games, including a loss in their most recent game. Following closely behind in second place are the Milwaukee Brewers, 18-10, 643 winning percentage. Only a game and a half behind the Pirates, 5-5 in their last 10, including a loss in their last game. In third place are the Chicago Cubs, 14-13, 519 winning percentage. They are 5 games behind Pittsburgh, 3-7 in their last 10, including 3 straight losses. In fourth place, you have the Cincinnati Reds, 12-16, 429 winning percentage. They are 7.5 games behind the Pirates, 5-5 in their last 10 games, including a loss in their most recent game. And in last place are the St. Louis Cardinals, 10-19 record, 345 winning percentage. They are a full 10 games behind the Pittsburgh Pirates in the NL Central. 2-8 record in their last 10 games, including 3 straight losses. Once again, we have a tie at the top of the National League West with both the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Los Angeles Dodgers, both at 16-13. Winning percentage for both teams is .552. Arizona is 5-5 in their last 10, including a loss in their most recent game, while the Dodgers are 7-3 in their last 10, including 3 straight wins. In third place, not too far behind them, are the San Diego Padres, 15-14, 517 winning percentage. Just 1 game behind both Arizona and LA. 7-3 in their last 10 games, including 2 straight wins. In fourth place are the San Francisco Giants, 11-16, 407 winning percentage. They are 4 games behind both the Diamondbacks and Dodgers, 5-5 in their last 10 games, including 3 straight losses. And sitting in the basement of the NL West, the Colorado Rockies, 9-20, that's a 310 winning percentage. 7 games behind both Arizona and Los Angeles, 4-6 in their last 10 games, including a win in their most recent game. So record-wise, if the playoffs were to begin right now, Tampa Bay would be the top seed in the American League, as they would be the Eastern Division leaders. Texas, the Western Division leaders, would be currently the number 2 seed. And Minnesota, the present AL Central leaders, would be the number 3 seed. As far as the wild card picture in the American League goes, Baltimore would have the top wild card at 19-9. Toronto would have the second wild card at 18-10. And Houston would be the third and final wild card team at 15-13. The Red Sox, Angels, and Yankees would all be a half game out. Cleveland, 2 games out. Seattle, 3 games out. Detroit, 4.5 games out. The Chicago White Sox, 7.5 games out. Kansas City, 8.5 games out. And Oakland, 9.5 games out. Looking at the National League playoff picture, Pittsburgh would be the top team on the senior circuit with their 20-9 record. They would lead the Central at this present time. The Atlanta Braves, the current Eastern Division leaders, would be 18-9 and the number 2 seed. And based on tiebreakers, Arizona at 16-13 would capture the West ahead of the Dodgers. The 3 wildcard spots in the National League would go to the Milwaukee Brewers at 18-10. They would be the number 1 wildcard at the present time. The New York Mets would be the number 2 wildcard at 15-12. And there is actually a tie for that third and final wild card spot with both the Dodgers and Marlins, both at 16 and 13. The Cubs, Phillies, and Padres are all a game out of that third wild card spot. The Reds are 3.5 games out, Giants 4 games out, Nationals 5 games out, Cardinals 6 games out, and the Rockies 7 games out. So those are the updated standings in Major League Baseball through April 30th. Now let's take a look at what's on tap for your Monday in the world of sports. And there's actually a game ongoing in Major League Baseball right now. It's the first of a doubleheader between the Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets from Citi Field in Flushing, New York. And right now, the Braves are coming to bat in the top of the 8th inning in Game 1, up 9-7. Grissom is the current batter for Atlanta. Hunter is pitching out of the pen for the New York Mets. So that game is ongoing. 9-7 Atlanta, top of the 8th. Game 2 of that doubleheader between the two teams is at 4:40 Eastern time, so a little more than an hour from now. The Braves come in today with an 18-9 record, and the Mets at 15-12. The projected starting pitchers for Game 2 of the doubleheader will be Charlie Morton for Atlanta, 3-2 record, and a 2.76 ERA. The projected starter for the Mets is Tyler Miguel, 3-1 record, and a 3.96 ERA. And again, Game 2 of that doubleheader is at 4:40 Eastern time, exactly 1 hour from now. All right. At 7:05 Eastern time, you have a couple of games. The first is the 13-15 Cleveland Guardians visiting the 15-14 New York Yankees. Now, this is a rematch of the division series from last fall. Cal Quantrill is the starter for Cleveland. 1-2 record, 5.40 ERA. Domingo Germán is the projected starter for the Yankees. 2-2 record, 5.54 ERA. This game goes at 7:05 Eastern time and will be televised on the Yes Network and Bally Sports Great Lakes. Also at 7:05 p.m. Eastern time, it's the 14-13 Chicago Cubs in the nation's capital to take on the 10-17 Washington Nationals. Drew Smyly is the projected starter for Chicago. 2-1 record, 3.21 ERA. He'll face off against Mackenzie Gore of Washington. 3-1 and an even 3 ERA. First pitch is 7:05 p.m. Eastern from Nationals Park in Washington, and the game will be televised on MASN and the Marquee Sports Network. 5 minutes later at 7:10 Eastern time, it's a battle in the AL East between the 18-10 Toronto Blue Jays and the 15-14 Boston Red Sox from Fenway Park. Jose Barrios is the starting pitcher for Toronto, 2-3 and a 4.71 ERA. He'll be opposed by Boston's Corey Kluber, 1-4 record and an elevated 6.75 ERA. Game goes at 7:10 Eastern time and will be nationally or rather regionally televised on NESN and Rogers Sportsnet 1. An hour after that, at 8:10 Eastern time, the 11-16 San Francisco Giants visit the 15-13 Houston Astros at Minute Maid Park. Ross Stripling is the starting pitcher for San Francisco. 0-1 record, 6.89 ERA. He'll be opposed by Luis Garcia of the Astros. 2-2 record and a 4 ERA. This game goes at 8:10 p.m. Eastern time and will be televised on NBC Sports Bay Area and AT&T Sportsnet Houston, and nationally televised on FS1. Then at 6:40 Eastern Time, the 12-16 Cincinnati Reds take on the 15-14 San Diego Padres at Petco Park. Luke Weaver is the starting pitcher for the Reds. 0-1, 7.71 ERA. He's going up against Blake Snell of San Diego. 0-4 and a 5.48 ERA. This game goes tonight at 9:40 p.m. Eastern Time and will be televised on Bally Sports Ohio and Bally Sports San Diego. The final game of the night is at 10:10 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's the 15-14 Philadelphia Phillies at the 16-13 Los Angeles Dodgers from Dodger Stadium. Taijuan Walker is the projected starter for Philly. 2-1 record, 4.97 ERA. His opponent will be Tony Gonsolin of the Dodgers, no record. This game is at 10:10 p.m. Eastern Time and will be nationally televised, rather regionally televised, I did it again, on NBC Sports Philadelphia and Spectrum Sportsnet Los Angeles. So that's the abbreviated baseball schedule on this Monday. Over now to the NBA playoffs, where the Philadelphia 76ers and the Boston Celtics play game one of their best-of-7 Eastern Conference semifinal series at the TD Garden at 7:30 Eastern Time. And then at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, it's game two of the Western Conference semifinal series between the Phoenix Suns and the Denver Nuggets. And that's at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Both games will be nationally televised on TNT. And Denver has a 1-0 lead over Phoenix in their Western Conference semis series. And only one game on the schedule in the Stanley Cup playoffs as round number one officially comes to a close tonight. The New York Rangers and the New Jersey Devils will lock horns tonight at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey to see who moves on to round number two of the Stanley Cup playoffs and who goes home. This game is tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. It'll be nationally televised in the States on ESPN, regionally televised in the New York area on MSG, and I think Sportsnet will be covering this game in Canada. But ESPN will nationally televise this game in the States. All right, so that is it. That was your Sunday sports recap. A look at the updated standings in Major League Baseball through April 30th. And a look at tonight's schedule in sports. Your Monday recap will be back at its regularly scheduled time of 12 noon Eastern at 9 a.m. Pacific. So join me tomorrow for that. In the meantime, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell and get notified every time I go live. Big Al signing off. Thanks for watching and enjoy the sports this evening. Peace out.